Hello there everyone, it's post gameplay series here. I had to do a post commentary for this video because the audio quality of my recording was just so bad that I could not make anyone listen to this, but I still wanted to upload this particular gameplay because I finally got a decent start on the Humankind difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty for Humankind, and it's near perfect, and you might notice later why I say near perfect, but we're gonna do it post commentary, and I might just do the whole series post commentary because it's a lot easier to just talk about what you did in game when you're not playing. Anyway, so what I'm doing right now is I've split my scouts up, my tribe, because when you get a scout or tribal guy, I'm on post commentary and I can't talk. Anyway, let's do that again. When you get a scout, he has full movement. You can split him off and then you can walk with him in a different direction or anywhere else. And this start was particularly good because we were in the middle of the map, not kind of on the edge. We got a decent amount of food early on, you know, not too little. And because if you don't get food, you can't snowball, because the more food you get, the more scouts you get, and the more scouts you get, the more food you get, and you get where I'm going, right? There was actually a moment in time when I thought this wasn't going to be a good start, but then it actually turned out really good. I'm picking the food option here because the 2 food extra is going to stay for the rest of the game as long as the city was founded during the Neolithic Age. And well, right now it's basically just exploration, trying to find food, trying to find artifacts, which I like to call them. Yeah, I know they're not artifacts, what are they even called? I don't even know. I just call them artifacts. And to try to get the signs necessary to, you know, go to the ancient era. One thing that I wanted to avoid was getting boxed in, because that's something that always lost me the game so far. You know, if you're at the edge of a map or the edge of your continent and you're with 2 other AI and they take up all the space and they leave no space for you, that's a bit of a problem. Also, one thing you may have noticed there just a moment ago, you can actually still pillage and attack even when your movement is used up. That's really important to keep in mind. Like, you don't need to have 1 movement left in order to attack. You can also just attack after you run out of movement, and I like this about the game. Anyway, we're just exploring, and I'm just kind of probably in game talking about how this start is okay, but we need to find a good suitable location now. What I'm looking for is a location with decent amount of production early on, because I like going with the Egyptians early to give myself a kickstart in terms of production and, you know, snowball that into the late game. The Egyptians are not what we're gonna go with though, because the AI actually picked them, which I have not seen yet. Usually, even when all the AI, when I play with 8 AI pick, the Egyptians are always free. So I don't know why the AI picked the Egyptians. Maybe they had a good reason for it. And now I'm going to try to do a bit more commentary about the actual gameplay. So as you can see, we could have picked any civilization, but I do not want to go without a trait, without a legacy trait. That would have been kind of dumb. you know. So I'm kind of trying to, you know, split my guy off here to see if I can find, you know, another artifact, get a bit of signs, hoping at least that I can get some, looking, you know, obviously still for a good starting location. And, you know, will you just hurry it up, gameplay series? We're all waiting on you. So, I still need to find a few more curiosities before I can advance, and it was actually right before I found this natural wonder that I thought to myself, oof, we're already on turn 9, this might not be a good start. This might not be a good start, because who knows how many more artifacts I need to find, or curiosities. I prefer calling them artifacts. I will keep calling them artifacts. You know, how many more will I need to find? You know, I wasn't sure, you know. So I thought, okay, this is done for. This is a bad start again. But then I found that hole, you know, the blue hole, and I was like, okay, wow. No, we can do this. We can totally do this. Now I'm just thinking about if I'm going to put my capital, if I'm going to put it on the region with the hole, or if I'm going to put it up there. And I eventually decide I will put it up there because there's a decent forest nearby. I'm also picking the tribe here because I want as much military as possible in case I need it, because if we find another AI, we might want to fight him and see if we can maybe defeat him early on. That was the goal. That would have been perfect. So if you find a natural wonder and you can bully an AI into, you know, giving up their city, maybe even killing them entirely, then you're really on a good path. And we already got the natural wonder, and I thought to myself, right, that's probably going to be it. We're going to get the natural wonder. That's going to kickstart my gold income and my influence income a bit, but it seems like the AI is kind of far away, so not hoping for too much here. We do eventually find one though. I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler here. And I think soon I'm going to be checking if the Egyptians are still available. Right now I'm just trying to find more artifacts. And there you go, the Egyptians are gone, and I'm like, what? Alright, then I'm going to have to think about this. Wow, I'm thinking about zoo. You know, because there are 2 mountains down there, but I'm not too convinced. And that's when I see this other player, and he's relatively close, and that kind of makes me decide that I want to go Mycenaeans here, because if I can build an early military, I could potentially upset this player, right? If I don't manage to defeat him with scouts, I might manage to defeat him with my early warrior replacement unit, because it's a warrior replacement unit. It's very strong for a warrior, and that person is only going to have warriors or scouts, and I'm, you know, going to have really strong warrior replacements. Anyway, I kind of now regret that I didn't send all of my scouts down there. I should have, in retrospect, made that call. I should have decided, right, I need to send everyone down there. But at this point, I'm planning on defeating that AI with my warrior replacement unit, not with my scouts. It's only until later that I decide that, but you should try for it. Like, even if you can't get the Harappans, you could still try, you know, it doesn't hurt to try. Just pull all your units together and try. it's never a bad idea to try and go for the snowball. That's actually the only way you are going to win, you know, on the hardest difficulty. If you just snowball out of control, you need to get an artifact spam, you need to get a food spam so you can get to the first era quickly. You need a good starting location with a lot of production. You will need to hopefully find a natural wonder and claim a natural wonder, because that way you're going to have a bit more gold and a bit more influence, so you can actually compete with the AI. A little bit more influence, 5 influence per turn, will help you in securing a bit more land than the AI. Here I'm actually showing the only way you're going to be able to defeat a mammoth in the Neolithic era, and that's if you let it attack you on high ground. You attack it once and then it attacks you back, and then it's dead. This is the only way I know on how you can do it. You know, you let it attack you twice, twice, you attack it once, and you gotta be on high ground, so you gotta have luck, otherwise you might be dead. And it paid off for me. It paid off, you know, the mammoth, you know, didn't get on the high ground. I was feeling relatively safe up there because I was pretty sure that the mammoth couldn't get on the high ground. Maybe it could have, but the high ground was behind me, so the chances were very low, you know. Anyway, I'm wondering if I'm gonna kill the deer up there, you know, in the top left corner, because I'm out of movement, but I might still be able to kill that deer, unless this might be where I'm kind of like thinking, hey, I've got a lot of scouts, can I make something happen? Now I'm looking at his units, looking at my units, and I'm thinking, I've got what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. You know, I've got 9 scouts. That's a lot. I feel like that's actually a lot for this point in the game. I did get fairly lucky with food. And that's really important, you know, it's really important you get lucky with food early on. Because if you don't get the units, not even just for the star, but to just have the units, you know, to do stuff with, you know, to either grow your city, or maybe, you know, you'd wanna chop forests, or best case scenario, you get to bully an AI. Here I'm kind of thinking, are we gonna attack him, or are we gonna pull more units down here, see if we can block him off? I'm walking up there. In retrospect, once again, maybe I should have walked down instead of up, but I did want to get my upgraded scouts. You know, that's the reason why I did that. That's why I went and looked for an artifact, because I wanted to go to the next era. I wanted to go to the ancient era, because if we go to the ancient era, our scouts are gonna become a bit more powerful. They are gonna get 1 combat strength plus, I think. No, actually the tribe only has 10 combat strength, and I think the scout has 13, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna be able to verify that in a moment. The river is kind of making it a bit hard for me to pull my units back there, and I also need to, you know, settle this second territory, because I want the influence from the natural wonder as soon as possible. And I'm just thinking about where I'm going to be putting this, because, well, I'm going to be picking the Mycenaeans, so I'm just thinking about where am I going to be placing that fortress. And I'm just waiting for in-game series to show the Mycenaeans. We were thinking about the Nubians. Nubians is a really good choice early on. The archers are good. Their building is good, or district is good, but I end up going for the Mycenaeans because I can get a lot of industry early on, and then, you know, snowball from that. They also have a strong military unit that I can defend myself with in case my war goes bad, you know, with this AI down there. Because you never know, you know, it might go really bad, you know, might go south. And having a good warrior replacement unit is just, that was just how I wanted things to be. I'm just looking at places where I might be placing my Cyclops Fortress, is just what we're gonna call it. I also have a hard time calling industry instead of just calling it production. You know, I'm so used to civilization. Yeah, I just keep wanting to call it production, but no, it's not production, it's industry. Alright, we're just thinking. Am I talking too much? I might be talking too much. Yeah. Also, the music you're hearing in the background, I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description in case you like it. I'm hoping YouTube isn't going to mute it. I don't care if I get claimed, because, I mean, I'm not making any revenue with YouTube anyway, so I don't care. I just hope that you can listen to it and, you know, that you like it as much as I do. Alright, and this is kind of one of the reasons why I'm thinking maybe post-commentary would be nice, because look at all these decisions that I'm taking forever to do. It would be even better if I were to edit these videos, so I can edit these long ass decisions out. I'm just thinking about where the hell am I going to place the city center, and where the hell am I going to be placing my Cyclops Fortress. The Cyclops Fortress gives you production, it counts as a maker's quarter, but it has one really good benefit. You can place it anywhere you want in your territory. As long as it's in the territory, you can place it anywhere you want. And that's kind of why I'm thinking, where am I going to put this? In retrospect, I feel like there's a spot that I haven't really considered for it, and that's, you know, down at the edge of a forest on that grassland, and then I could plant some forest around it late game. But I decided I'd put the city up here because I do prefer to put cities in elevated positions rather than not elevated, because you never know. Alright, another decision that we're gonna have to make here. Do we want 1 production per citizen, 1 science per citizen, or 1 food per citizen? And the point I made about this was that 1 food per citizen kind of just translates to your citizens need less food. You know, 1 less food. Which means you can have more citizens without actually needing to put any production toward, you know, any food production. You know, agriculture. You need less of that. Or none of it even if you play well enough. Then you don't even need any farms. And that way you can put more into science centers, or science quarters, I guess is what they're called. We're gonna call them districts, science districts. You can make more of them, and that way you can potentially make more science from the farmers' legacy trade than you can make from the astronomy legacy trade. Because if you can save 1 food per population on a city with 10 population, that's 10 food. And that's going to grow you faster. And then that guy you can put in a scientist slot, and then he can make you 6 science, right? I mean, granted, 10 science would be better from the 10 population, but this is just early on. Later on, right, your science centers get better, and eventually each scientist is gonna put out more than 6 science per scientist. And that's why I choose the food trade, because I feel that's the best one, if you ask me. But different opinions, right? Maybe you want to rush down the tech tree. I just also have this point about it that if you rush down the tech tree, it doesn't matter if you don't get other stars, you know? So even if you can rush very quickly through the tech tree, that don't mean shit. You can't go past your current era. So if you're stuck in the ancient era and you've got everything researched, you still can't go to the classical era on those 3 stars alone. You need some other stars, you know? And the food stars are relatively easy to get. You know, the population stars, they're relatively easy to get. So I feel like that's a good one to go for. You know, that's a good one to go for. And I've been talking about that a lot because in-game series is once again taking his time. He's taking sweet time considering if he should go Nubians or if he should go with Mycenaeans. Honestly, both choices would have been good. Both choices would have been good. Nubians, I feel like, are pretty strong because you can build up a very nice economy early on, you know, because your special district gives you gold and production. So you're not specializing in just production. And I think that's kind of superior to just the production for the Egyptians. But then again, Egyptians really strong. They've got a really strong building, you know, special building. Anyway, now we have upgraded, and yeah, our scouts are now 13 strength compared to the 10 strength early on. We see that he has 4 scouts and that he doesn't have a star yet, which means those are his only units. I deduct that those are his only 4 units, because if he had 5, he would have a star, right? And that's why I thought, oh my goodness, if I can get in here and kill him, that would be huge. I kind of did a little bit of an oopsie there, because I forgot about the area of control that, you know, melee units exercise, so I couldn't combine my units together as stack of 4. In retrospect, it might have been better to just go 2 and 2, but either way, it just works out anyway. Like, let me just give you a bit of a spoiler here. I wouldn't be recording this if it didn't go well, but it's good to look back at your footage of your gameplay now and then and criticize yourself, right? As if you're coaching yourself. My god, why did you do that? You know, you should have done something different. You know, like up there, I didn't have to waste a turn on the lair, right? And I didn't have to send these scouts up here into exploration. I should have sent all of them down there. You know, I should have not taken this guy too lightly. You know, maybe I wouldn't have reached. You know, maybe I wouldn't have gotten, you know, down there fast enough. But I should have tried. And yeah, here you can see me trying to attack him, and I think this is where he runs away. Maybe, or is he gonna run away next turn? I don't know. And yeah, here you can see the fortress, the Cyclops fortress in action. As you can see, you can place it anywhere you want, which makes it a really nice early building, because you can get a lot of production early on, more production than other buildings, because you don't interfere with your own city. So if you got a big forest and you can put this down and then go carpentry and lumberyard, that's a really powerful combination. And I'm starting with my lumberyard. Maybe in retrospect I should have gone for the defense. I want to call it defensive tactics, but that's a civilization thing again. City defenses, I think it's called. Yeah, I should have probably, gone with that first. But I was kind of just thinking to myself, no, I'm gonna play this right, I'm gonna get the production first and get my military after. We're either gonna beat this guy with our scouts, or we're going to build up our military. Alright, here I'm thinking about attacking him, and I think I do attack him, and he runs away. But I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, so we attack and he runs away. But you can attack twice. If they retreat, your action gets reset. And that's actually really interesting. You don't get your movement, I think, but you can still attack in a different direction. And this was just me thinking, okay, if I can't kill him, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send him away. I'm gonna make him retreat, and then I'm gonna go for his city, or rather for his outpost. Because if I can defeat his outpost, then he can't get his city. And then I can just hunt down his guys. And he came back, he came back. And it's a bit of a messy fight. There's a few small mistakes I did. I was feeling a bit too sure about myself. So there's this one guy down there by himself, and I kind of have him surrounded with two guys, and I was thinking that the guy on the top was just gonna turtle. But look what he does actually instead. I'm realizing I'm not doing a lot of damage, so I'm just like, okay, let's just wait. And then he hit me, and I was like, oh, damn. Yeah, that's not good. I gotta send this guy away. And you gotta pay attention to this. You gotta pay attention to high ground. High ground is really powerful. High ground is a really powerful thing. And here I just decide I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna brace. No use, trying to rush through this. I gotta keep my units healthy, because there's another stack of two kind of south from me. Alright, just skip in-game series, please. Just skip. Okay, and he kind of skips his turn too, so we can attack now. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, am I gonna kill this guy? Am I? I don't remember if I did or not. So far the fight is alright. It would have been better if I had, high ground on the unit and I could have had it, you know, I could have gotten the high ground, you know, just behind or just between them, you know, toward the flag. The reason I didn't want to do this, right, was because I didn't want both of his units pouncing on me. In retrospect, I don't know if it would have been better to go on the high ground instead of staying on the low ground. I don't know. You know, you can always play it a bit better. Anyway, it takes more than one turn to win this fight. But overall, I'm pleased. I will be winning this fight. And I've got 2 more guys coming as reinforcements. So I feel very, very good. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here about religion. I can remember that very clearly. It's kind of sad. Religion in this game isn't such a big deal. You know, you can't win by religion, you know. Yes, religions are good, religions are powerful. If you have a powerful religion and you can choose the tenets, that's great. But I've also had a game where my religion basically became the world religion, only that I wasn't the leader of it because, well, I went into an early alliance with a bigger AI neighbor of mine, and they ended up being the leader of the religion. And then I couldn't even build holy sites anymore, but it still spread. It spread. It was the most massive religion there was, and I still benefited, you know, from the bonuses. Now, I don't know, is that something that only happened because I was in an alliance with the leader of a religion? Or do you get the bonuses no matter what? And if you get the bonuses no matter what, I don't know why you should want to push your religion. Why bother with it, you know? There's a lot of resources, you know, that you're just gonna burn on holy sites, you know? Who cares about holy sites? That's something you can do on a lower difficulty when you're role-playing, right? On this difficulty, the only thing that really matters is industry, science, and military. That's really all. And influence, of course, too, because you need influence and you need gold. But faith doesn't matter at all. I would say maybe influence and gold could be more important than military. Just depends on how your relations are with the rest of the world. Depends, right? Just depends. At any rate, we are picking the option with the influence because influence just helps me out a lot more than faith. Because what can you do with faith, really, you know? You're gonna get a religion with some decent enough perks eventually anyway. Why give up on, you know, the 5 influence per turn for some faith? Okay, I just drank something real quick because my lips are getting a bit dry from this commentary. But we're in the fight again, and this is gonna be over real quick now. I should have maybe used the slightly healthier unit, but I wanted to keep that unit healthy, you know, because ultimately it's better if one of your units takes all the damage than the damage being distributed evenly. Because if the damage gets distributed evenly, the only thing that's going to do for you is that all your units are going to be weaker, you know, and that's not good. You want your units to be strong. You want them to have no penalties. I'm kind of thinking about attacking him here. I'm not sure if I do. Yeah, I do, but he runs away. It might have been good that he ran away, because quite honestly, I may not have actually won this fight. Maybe I could have, you know, if I could have kept the high ground, could have stayed defensive, probably could have won it. Anyway, at this point I'm fairly certain he only has 2 scouts left, so we're just sending everything down there, hoping we can destroy him. In the meantime, I'm just checking on my cities, thinking about what to do, thinking about, you know, these territories, thinking about where I will be putting the outpost in this region. I'm settling on the 13 to 10 because I can put a nice fortress over next to the mountain. And once again, I prefer having the city centers elevated. I could also do it the other way around, right? Or whatever, and put the fortress on the hill and then plant forests later. But I feel like in strategy games like this, sooner is better than later, because the sooner you get this production, this industry, the sooner it's going to benefit you, and the sooner you get benefits out of it, the sooner you can build other stuff that can give you benefits. So really, it's just something called agency, I guess. You just want to get as much agency as possible. You just want to look for any small bump that, you know, can increase your likelihood of winning. You know, every small little bump helps. I'm also thinking about settling there, you know, get lots of food, but it takes 5 turns to establish, whereas the other only takes 3 turns to establish. In retrospect, it didn't matter because I didn't really have the influence anyway, you know, to claim it into my capital. So I could have gone for the food and had more production from my fortress, but it is what it is. I placed it where I placed it. Actually, I might still be able to move it now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I might still be able to move it. It's only gonna cost me something like 11 or 13 influence. And we found another guy down here, and I was thinking, okay, if we're gonna go to war with one of these guys, then we want to be at peace with the other. And I also noticed that he is the Harapans, so I wasn't afraid of him being very militaristic despite having rather strong scouts. And yes, you're seeing that right. My enemy down south, yep, he actually founded a city and he picked the Nubians, so I'm a little bit under pressure, right? Because if he gets archers, I can't do this. And here I am trespassing, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna declare war, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna try to just defeat this one guy, right? I'm just thinking, hey, it's just one guy, right? All we need to do is kill one guy, and then the city is basically defenseless, because if it's at 0, it doesn't have levies. But I kind of forgot about that, and I didn't notice that the city has a 1 in it, you know, like 1 population city. I got a little bit scared because I was thinking, oh no, he might be building a warrior, he could potentially, you know, build a archer. But I wasn't too worried because he just made that city, and he didn't seem to have the best early game, so I don't know how much science he got. He's probably gonna take a few turns to get carpentry and get his archers up and ready anyway. I feel like that's what he should have done. Wait for an archer. Instead, I think he goes for a scout. And yeah. Anyway, let's not look too far into the future. Right now, my thought process is, in this game, he has 2 scouts and 1 population. So he might make another scout or another military unit if I'm not being careful. I also remembered that I have army composition, the army composition civic, and I had to look that up real quick because I was like, how do you gain this? And then I realized, oh, I have it, because I wanted to get as strong as possible. And my thought was, I need to kill these 2 guys and still have enough units left, but I get reinforcements soon. I have guys walking down here, so I'm thinking I just gotta damage him as much as I can, you know? That's the only thing I need to do. I just need to damage him. I was not smart enough to replace my people, but I also maybe didn't have the movement, you know? Maybe I was out of movements. It looks like I'm out of movements, so I couldn't have, you know, reinforced my stack of 4 with fresh units anyway. But yeah, we're just thinking, because you only get 1 shot of this, you know, if you want to be fair, I guess. You know, I could reload this over and over and over, but normally I try to avoid that, you know, because yeah, that's kind of, you know, kind of cheaty. Anyway, I'm kind of noticing that I can get onto even ground, and I'm like, oh, alright, that's great. We get the first move anyway. In terms of chess, you know, we're white because we attacked. So when you attack, you get to move and attack first. And he played this really badly, lucky for me. So he was up here defending, and then he goes and sits down there, and I'm like, oh, I should have attacked with the healthy unit first. You should always use your healthy units first. This time I remember it, and then I'm like, oh, where's the other guy? And then I'm realizing, oh, he's in there. That's bad. You know, I'm just like, that's bad. I do the mistake of attacking. I shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move. He comes out, attacks me, takes a chunk of damage for it though, which that was good. The retaliation damage I did was decent, you know. Props to that one guy, you know. But yeah, that was not the smartest move. I should have just, you know, went for the flag and just, you know, stayed healthy. Make him attack me, you know, because he's fortified. You know, I shouldn't be attacking him. But that's a lesson I learned the hard way. Anyway, we're kind of just rearranging. I'm noticing I have 1 population over in Mykene, and I was wondering, oh, when did I get that population? Did I waste some science? And then I realized, no, I just got it. So, all good. And we're just looking at this and thinking, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? His scouts obviously did get a bit stronger as well. And you can see something scary when I go and end my turn. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I was like, no! And that kind of shows how strong the AI actually is, you know. The AI is really strong. I'll tell you about it when it happens. But anyway, I'm just going to put myself there. I'm just hoping that he's going to attack me, to be honest, because if he attacks me, then, you know, that'd be good. Means that my other units, you know, can deal more damage. But he doesn't attack me, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to attack him. Because I remembered he wasn't stationed in the city. You know, I attacked him from here. He wasn't actually in the city. So that's why I attacked, because I knew I could get high ground on him. I could attack with my stack of 4. Then all his units would be gone, and I'd only need to deal with the city. Anyway, he's kind of gone, so I'm like, what do I do? Should just wait, see if he comes to me. And I end up stepping down there, and I end up regretting it. So I'm attacking anyway, you know. Just, yeah, whatever. Attack anyway. Then he walks down there. Lucky for me. But no, I did get the kill. Okay. My units are kind of hurting though. But I'm thinking at this point, it doesn't matter. The city is defenseless anyway. I've got guys coming in. And I'm maybe even putting down this. No, I'm attaching. I was kind of debating between, should I attach or should I place my outpost? But I decided for attaching because, you know, I'm getting 8 production toward building my Cyclops fortress in my capital, and I was like, you know, that's what I should be doing. I took 2 turns off it, and then I was kind of thinking, where am I going to place this? How am I going to place this? And I decide to put it toward the cliff there, so I can fill in with some other districts, you know. Since this district lets you place kind of further away, and the numbers are the same, you know. It's 13, 13, 13, so it didn't matter, you know. And later on I was planning to build some forests around it. Although forests are kind of maybe not the best thing to have around a fort, because, well, you want to shoot things, but then again you can have side range, and I don't know if side range makes it so that you can see further in combat as well. I'd hope so. Regardless of that, we are moving forward, but since our movement is used up, we just move down there and pillage the sanctuary. And then we're kind of thinking, what are we going to do with this guy? Are we going to chop the forest with him? Are we going to reinforce with him? What are we going to do? I'm realizing I only have 1 turn left, so I'm thinking about where are we going to chop? You know, where are we going to chop a forest? Also, I'm just noticing this territory is really big. That goes all the way up there. I didn't even notice how far that goes. I thought it was kind of only until, you know, the bay, but no, it goes even further. It's crazy. There's so much land back there. It's all farmland though, so no suitable places for the Cyclops Fortress. But yeah, we're just thinking about where are we going to be chopping down this wood, because getting just a little bit of production, you know, it's not much, it's only 20 production, but, you know, every tiny bit helps, you know. And I was just thinking, I can't get this guy in range of the capital down south that I'm trying to siege anyway, so the best benefit I can get out of him is to be, yeah, making that, you know, that move down to the forest. There's something I want to show you though, so we're gonna go back real quick. Can you see that it had 2 population? And then it went down to 1. Yeah, they built a unit, and I was like, no, no. And it was just a scout, thankfully. So I'm debating on, can I take this? You know, there's a scout in the city, can I take him? Should I just stand here and wait? And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stand there and wait. I'm just gonna bring these guys in, you know, one at a time. And something happens that made me a bit upset, because under normal conditions, yeah, I shouldn't have reloaded, but I just didn't think it was fair, because when my unit is standing there, what business do you have building? You know? Yes, he's not officially under siege, so he can build as much as he wants, but my unit is standing on that tile. You know, that tile where my 4-stack is standing, he built something there. See? He went and built something. And my unit is just standing there just fine, you know? I'm like, okay, I didn't notice that. And I should have moved out, you know? But I shouldn't have moved like this, you know, what I'm doing now. That's the problem, you know? I didn't realize. So this was just some dumb thing, right? Like, I didn't realize that he had put a district down. So I was like, oh no, I should have stepped out and then reinforced, you know? And that's why I was like, nah, I'm going to be reloading this, because that's not fair, you know? I mean, it's fair, you know, obviously, you know, he saved his skin this way, because now I couldn't reinforce, and maybe, yes, I could have just healed, you know, the 2 guys over there, but I decided to go in, you know, dumb as I am, I'm thinking, maybe I just need 1 guy, but then the levies are a lot stronger than you'd think, because they are in their own home territory. And I was like, oh, okay. My units get moved over to the side. They get displaced. And so I'm like, okay, the levies are kind of hurting, right? So I'm just gonna use my units. But what I'm not seeing is that the levies are full health again. I'm noticing it too late, and then I'm like, ugh, okay, same business, same business. I should have waited. I should have waited, but yeah, I didn't. So that's when I decide that I'm gonna reload. And this is something that I'm not gonna do unless I feel like it was just a dumb thing, right? Like, if I'm talking for a minute about how I'm going to pull my army out, reinforce them, you know, I was talking about it for a minute. I'm gonna pull some guys out to the side, and then I'm gonna reinforce with 2 fresh guys, and then I'm gonna take the city, and then the guys that I pulled out can stand on the city so that he can't just take it back, you know, without resistance, you know. And I was talking about this, actively talking about this. And then because I didn't notice something, my plan got fucked. The only thing I didn't notice was that he built a district underneath my ass. It's the only thing. And I just felt like that was an oopsie, you know? Like, I'm gonna reload for an oopsie. Like, if I have a strategy, but then because I click wrong, the strategy fails, then I'm not gonna commit, you know? And I'm gonna reload instead because I had a strategy. And that strategy was supposed to be executed. If I'm not executing it because I clicked on the wrong enemy or I clicked on the wrong hex, even though I've talked about it, you know, I've talked how I'm gonna attack the archer, and then I don't attack the archer, I accidentally attack the cavalry, the heavy cavalry, and then I lose my unit and I lose the fight. I might start over. I might. Anyway, it was a bit of a dumb thing to send these guys down there, but it's fine. I shouldn't have moved them down there, but you know, I got 1 restart and that's all I will take, you know, 1 restart, that's it. The reason I shouldn't have moved them down there is because now one of the healthy guys is not in range anymore. But anyway, just looking at my capital, looking at my civics, looking at what I can do, looking at what I'm gonna research. Is there anything I can do to give myself a little bit of an edge in this fight? Yeah, maybe not. I'm just gonna go for district defenses, defensive tactics. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, I seem to be attacking with these guys now. Thinking that, oh, they can take the levies. Or at least they can do something, right? I don't remember. Maybe I'm reloading again. Because I'm realizing what a dumb move this was. Oh, but his levies are moving out. Okay, yeah, his levies are moving out. And then I decide to attack downhill. I'm just thinking, how are we gonna do this? I want to bring this one guy over there because obviously, you know, he'd fight uphill. So instead, I'm attacking with this guy. And then I'm attacking with this guy, killing him. Alright, yeah. So we took some damage, but we won. Nice. And now we're gonna move these guys up and we're gonna reinforce. And I don't know if I can reinforce with this guy. No, I can't. Oh, wait, I can. Okay, I barely had enough movement to make it work still. I couldn't remember clearly if I could still make this work or not. Anyway, we're gonna attack with these guys then. We took care of his units and now there's only so much left in the city. I think this is just for levies now. And we killed the scout earlier. I think we killed the scout in the last battle. We got lucky there though, with that scout. Or maybe it was levies too, and I don't know, I don't remember. And his scout is just walking around somewhere, I don't know. He did have that one scout, but I don't remember seeing that scout anywhere after this. I'm just deciding on what I'm gonna do, and I just decide, okay, I'm just gonna step this guy into the ring basically, and then we're gonna give him support. And that was a dumb thing, moving down there. I should have moved over on the left with everyone, you know, by one. Support my guy in the ring as much as possible without having someone on low ground. And then I'm attacking, and yeah, they're not taking a lot of damage, but this time I have 2 scouts. So because I have 2 scouts this time, I'm just feeling a lot safer. And they attack me, but thankfully don't deal a lot of damage. Thankfully. And then I'm thinking, am I gonna swap these for the healthy guys? And then I was like, no, I'm gonna keep the healthy guy healthy because there's another scout roaming around somewhere, maybe. You know, I was just thinking, I gotta keep him healthy. Am I gonna move people now? No. I decide to move over here to protect this guy when I really didn't have to. You know, I should have just moved everyone over to the left, you know, rotated everyone to the left. We win anyway, and we take his city. One of the other reasons why I think it's kind of good to take a city early is because of the civic you get. So there's the civic that you get that gives you one influence on every main plaza, so 1 influence on every city, and 1 influence on every administrative center, which is if you have, you know, a region connected to your city, then that outpost is going to become an administrative center. Here we're just wondering how we're going to be able to peace out. Okay, they are not wanting to peace out. I guess they still have a military unit somewhere. You know, I'm just basically huffing about how, yeah, he's not dead yet. Why is he not dead? That should have been all his units. I guess one of his scouts survived. I kind of worry for a moment that he's gonna come back and he's gonna kill the 2 really low health units I have in the town. Or she. I keep saying he, it's a she. Well, maybe she was born in the wrong body. We don't know. At any rate, I was kind of worrying, you know, can we peace out? What's this? What's that? You know, I don't have so much experience with the game, and, you know, I've never taken someone's city before. This was actually the first time I've taken someone's city by force in any game of Humankind. For a moment I was like, what's this game even called? My brain's a little fried, forgive me, I've been playing a long time. I think that was like my 10th reroll to finally have a good start. And this is a good start. You know, this is a really good start. This is as good of a start as you're likely going to get. You know, yeah, it can always be better, you know. You can have better starting locations, you can have a better starting civilization, you can have, you know, more access to more luxuries. But a natural wonder, an enemy capital with one industrial zone already built. I keep using civilization terms. With one, what are they called? I don't even remember what they're called right now. In civilization they're called industrial center, no, industrial zone, and here they are called industry quarter, I guess. They kind of went out of their way to sound different from civilization. Anyway, I am realizing that I can't make them vassals. I was kind of thinking about that would have been kind of cool, making them vassals. But honestly, I'd rather have a city anyway. And there we go. No, we haven't taken the city yet. I'm just thinking about where's that scout, right? Where's that scout? Thinking if I should take the piece or if I should be looking for that scout first. But then I was thinking, right, even if he is somewhere out there, he can't really do anything, right? Well, how are they going to be getting the influence to make another city? I don't think they can get any influence to make another city. The only way they could be coming back, right, is if they find a natural wonder and have enough influence for an outpost, build the outpost, then slowly grab the influence to turn that outpost into a city. And that's a long process. So I was thinking, even if there's a scout somewhere out there, I'm fine. I'm fine. My capital has, you know, one population. The only city I gotta worry about is Kerma, but I've kind of confirmed that their scout wasn't really around us, and there you can see that I've got the achievement unlocked. So that kind of proves that this was the first time I've ever taken someone's city, and quite spectacularly so, I would say, with one minor hiccup. But I hope that you can forgive me for reloading, because it was really a hiccup. It was me being dumb. It was me not seeing that a district was built underneath me, and that if I reinforce onto a district, which, by the way, I just even didn't know that. I didn't know that if you're standing on someone's district, you know, when you try and reinforce, you're going to attack. You know, because the district didn't displace me right away, it displaced me after. You know, and that's kind of a bug, I would say. It's a bit of a bug that they should be fixing. Like, if your unit is going to be displaced because a district is built underneath them, then displace them right away, please. Not with some delay, you know. But that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was definitely a lot of fun to play with one exception, and that was the reload. Other than that, this was a blast. I learned a lot, and this is a bit of a learning experience. I wanted to challenge myself with going more war heavy this time, playing a bit more of a warmongering civilization. We might go Romans after this or something. But there you go, the Nubians have fallen. I have successfully removed one of the AI out of the game. And that should mean that all this land that they would have gone for, you know, is now land that I can take. Granted that I have the influence, to grab it, but a lot of land just opened up for me, I have more than enough land for a third city, and I have a turn 20 second city with an industrial district already built. I think this is going to be a great series, but let me know what you think. Was it okay that I was replaying that part? Or was it not okay? Should I have actually kept fighting the way I did? Or was it okay that I reloaded? I think it was okay, specifically because we're trying to learn the hardest difficulty in the game. This is a learning curve. So I didn't want to shoot myself in the knee and say, oh, I fucked up, like a small thing, now this entire series isn't going to be as successful. No, I think that would have been unfair for someone that's just starting the game. It's not a challenge, I'm here to have fun. So let me know, agree, disagree, what do you think we should pick afterwards? Should we go Romans, or should we go even more crazy? I'm thinking about going Norsemen afterwards. I really would like to do that. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!